What's up, guys? Welcome to the cockpit. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot tonight. We've got so much to talk about. Camp has finally started. We have some injuries. We have some interesting rumors of, contracts and everything that could go on with that. How do you guys like the new layout? A little different, right? We're going to do this the same way we always do. We're going to do our comment questions for the first half hour, and then we'll go into some phone calls. Ready for takeoff. What is up, Douglas? Stephen Engel, Ben Jones, Staff Sergeant of Marines, Joe Corsello, welcome to the chat. It's good to have you guys. How does my audio sound? I do not know. I have not tried this. Alright, cool. The audio's working alright. Not too bad. Ooh, yeah. R.I.P. Jamison Crowder's foot. Gangrene David. What's up, dude? Welcome to the chat. Didn't have power, couldn't get on. Oh, God. What do you guys want to talk about? All right, Crowder. Man, if Crowder's down for any extended period of time, I haven't seen anything. Do we know what his foot injury actually is yet? I don't think so. Ooh. Jude Jet. $1. Thank you, dude. You have paid for an Arnold Palmer for me. Goes a long way. Get parched over here. If you guys are new to the cockpit, boom, Jude donated $1. It's a really big Sam Darnold. I like it. I haven't quite figured out all the bugs on this layout yet. CMS Studios, thank you, dude. Vince Garofalo, welcome aboard, you and your son. Peter, welcome to the cockpit. All right, so Crowder, if he's down for any extended period of time, we're going to have to hope like Burnett or someone else who's shifty, I don't know, just come out and really cut up the middle of the field. 16-pound Eagle Eye, welcome to the chat. Kinabar Singh, welcome, dude. Having fun with this chat. I feel like I could just watch the little jet fly around all day. What else we got on the docket? Who else is hurt? We have a few people hurt. Cavalli, however you pronounce his name, Q Bailey. That definitely could be well, Uncle Mark I know wouldn't like it. He doesn't like Cavalli, but I am, I think depth is important, and I think if he's hurt, it doesn't help our already suspect offensive line. Can't see the chat anymore. Matt Grainer, did you want the chat? No one spoke up when I had the chat on there. I took it out. I can put the chat back if you guys want the chat back. But most people usually just use the comments anyway. Luca, maybe we bring in Benjamin if Crowder is out for a while. But I hope not. Or give Burnett a chance. I think it's going to be Burnett. I don't know if we'll bring in Benjamin. Phil Sounds. Hey, Jets Talk. Boom. Hi, Phil Sounds. Oh, God, you guys are talking too fast. What do we got? We need O-line. Yes, we always need O-line. I've heard some good things about Montgomery, too. Squints is bringing that up. I've heard he has had a good amount of reps, both as a receiver and as a pass receiver and a running back. So definitely pumped with that. Jude Jets, do I play Fortnite? No. I don't play Fortnite. Didn't get into it. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching it. I never actually played it, though. Wide receiver depth is scary, especially with Quincy Enunwa. I definitely am nervous with the potential fragility of our wide receiving core. That does have me a little concerned. Did I go to practice? I did not go to practice. There was no tickets available when I tried to go. So, can't go. Going to the green and white scrimmage, though. Loving the Gotham Green kid. Oh, Greg, you're a good man. I like you. You can stay. Any news on Trent Williams? Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of, although I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd be okay with it. I don't think Crowder is serious. We have Ty Montgomery anyway. It will be okay. Well, yeah, if Montgomery can fill that kind of role. I don't know if that's... He's a kind of similar role where he can cut up the middle a little bit, but I don't see him in that same exact role, I guess. Let's just merge the New York teams and get Saquon and Le'Veon. Love it. Des Bryant is out there. Des Bryant tore his Achilles, though, and he's going to be out for, like, way into the season, I think. Montgomery is very underrated. Ever since he fumbled the ball against the Rams, he is shamed. That is true. I think he's going to be a very nice surprise for us this season. I don't think we're sleeping on him. Put the number on the screen. It's not 8:30 yet, my friend. 8:30 is when we go to the call-ins. You calm down. Joe, I'm sorry, I do not know how long Crowder's out for. I wish I did. Hope he's not out for anything. I'll be at the Green and White scrimmage, and I'm going to the Dolphins-Jets game at MetLife on December 8th. Ben Jones, very cool. I will be at the Green and White scrimmage. If you see me, wave. I don't go like this. I'll wave back. When's Douglas going to start making some moves? He'll start making some moves. We got to wait for some camp cuts to happen first. I think we'll see some offensive linemen and some cornerbacks. Green and white scrimmage at MetLife. Can't wait. Neither can I. I'm excited. Darren Lee will have a breakout season in Chiefs 4-3. Jets must switch to a 4-3 defense. I would like to see Lee break out. I have nothing against Lee. I don't really have anything against the Chiefs either. Now, I don't necessarily see that happening. I think he's just brought in as a hopeful young body on a team that lost a ton of people on the defense. And I think it's going to be the Patrick Mahomes show. That's what that's going to be. I hope Bell is worth the hype. We haven't had a good back since Ivory when he rushed for 1,000 yards in 2015. Bell will get his yards. I think he gets, I'm going to say 1,200 yards on the ground, another 400 in the air. So we're looking at, 15 to 1,600 yards. That's my prediction for Bell. Aren't we collabing at the scrimmage, Ryan? We can absolutely collab at the scrimmage, Gangrene David. I will run into you, and I will talk a little bit on your live stream. I'm not going to be live streaming because I'm not good at doing that whole thing and trying to pay attention to other stuff. So, not going to live stream there. Do you cut Davis Webb? I don't think I cut Davis Webb. I think I cut Simeon, to be honest. I think apparently Webb has played better than Simeon so far. Is it really? It's still really early this season. Just can't wait until the Jets go back to New Orleans. Yes. I'm going to the Jets versus Giants preseason August 8th. The Jets and Bills opening day, regular season, Joseph Pretty, very cool. Peter, dude, gave you switch back to fourth. Dave, dude, words. I don't know what you're saying. I'm skipping it. They want to defend MetLife Stadium for you guys. Greg Williams, 2019. That was in the One Jets Drive, episode 2. That was a really good line. I like that. I think our team is definitely way stronger than it was in previous years. From a locker room perspective, probably the strongest since that 2009-10 season when you had LT, and you had Bart Scott, and Revis, even though he was holding out for money, and I think we're in good shape. I'm definitely proud of our team right now. Bell can't run behind this O-line. Nobody can. Douglas. I hope he'll be fine. I think he'll be all right. We have his value is also as a receiver as well. So being able to kind of shoot out the side and be able to catch passes in the flat. That's going to be huge. It's almost like running the ball. New England does that a lot. They have a lot of receptions that are more of a run play than a pass play, if that makes any sense. What would it take to get Trent Williams? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know enough about that situation, what they would want to get for him. I think the NFL should cut 2 preseason games and make up for those 2 games by adding 2 regular season games. It would draw more money for the concessions and more of a crowd. How can owners not see this? Well, because the preseason game and a regular season game is different from a commitment from a player. Like, if you're saying, hey, you're going to sit out one of those preseason games, most likely, or at least not playing many of them, or you're going to go full out for an extra game or 2, they got to make more money. So that's why the owners haven't gone for it just yet. That's why they tried to do the whole, you play 16 games instead of 18 games. I would like to see a longer schedule, I guess. I do like what the NFL currently has, but I am, open to more football. I don't necessarily care about the preseason games. I would be okay if all our starters did not play in them, but I understand why coaches like them and feel like they need them. Should the Jets get Darius Slay? What are they going to have to give up to get him, though? That's the thing. Like, I'm not super into giving up picks and paying a bunch of money to guys. That seems counterproductive, sort of. Depends on the player. Slay is not one of the players that I would think to do that for, though. Sorry about that, bro. My phone's acting weird. I was saying if the Jets switch back to a 4-3 defense, that means Avery Williamson won't get playing time. I think we're going to see a hybrid of both of them. So I think he'll possibly line up as an outside linebacker at times. I think we'll see 4 linebackers on the field a lot, but I think we'll see, enough of a melding of the 2 types of defenses to not necessarily have one set, theme. Hey, Ryan, is there any Jet games that you're seeing live? Tyler, right now, green white scrimmage, and that's all so far. There's something special about wanting to see the Bills on opening day and just feel the crowd rocking, or the Monday night game with the Browns. So those are on my radar. But it depends how work falls and what things cost. Ooh, yeah, Zach Ilks. Giants struggling at wide receiver right now. They really are. They got a dude down with like a thumb or finger injury. Then you got Coleman down. You're hurting with Tate. Tate's got another, not another. He's got a 4-game suspension for apparently taking a fertility drug. I guess there's ways that players can let coaches know to get on an exempt list. And I guess Tate did not do that, or didn't know that he was trying to do. I don't know. But that's what he tested positive for. Bold prediction. Jordan Jenkins, double-digit sacks. That's pretty bold. I don't see that happening. I hope it does. Early 3rd-round pick and Trevor Siemian for Darius Slay. Yeah, I can throw random things out there, too, and make them sound like nonsense. I don't think they would make that trade. How long is the green and white scrimmage? I have no idea. They told me to show up at, not they, the tickets. The tickets say to show up at a certain time, and that's when I'm going to show up. And whenever it's done, it's done. Could not tell you how long. I'm seeing the Jets at Eagles week 5. Surprised my mom for it. Very cool, Tyler. Are you from that area, or are you traveling to there? What do you got in there? Jordan Jenkins ranked 98th out of 103 pass rushers. I don't think Jordan Jenkins is a pass rusher. That doesn't really that doesn't sound like it makes sense to me. I feel like he is way more of a contain, like a Brian Thomas kind of contain sort of guy. Tyler, do you live in Jersey? I don't know, Steven. I don't know if he does. 16 LBP Eagle Eye. Jenkins is pretty trash. Why are you guys so mean? You guys are so negative all the time. Dutchess County. Okay. Joe, didn't Jenkins lead the Jets in sacks last year? I think that's true. I believe that is right. I think he had 7. That could be me totally blowing smoke. But I think he had 7. Tyson Man. Hey, Ryan. Good to see you for another live stream. Headed to Jets Redskins November 17th on my birthday. First ever road game. Very cool. I'd never been to a Jet road game until this year. I went to Jets Dolphins. And I actually like Miami Stadium. I'm actually a fan of it. It's kind of small and it's a little more like intimate. I feel like MetLife is very corporate. So it's kind of interesting. Not as nice as MetLife overall, but it was cool. First away stadium. Trent Williams is also 31 years old. This is true. Zach Ellis, when he gets his 10 sacks, better mod me. Okay, I'll mod you. If he gets 10 sacks, I will absolutely give you a little wrench. What do we got? Anderson led in sacks, I think. Ooh, we should probably try to figure this out. Because what kind of informative Jets talk show would this be if we just spouted bullshit? Boom. That's my intense typing on a keyboard, if you heard that. Punt return. Defensive statistics. Sacks. Anderson with 7. Anderson was the leader. What did Jenkins have? Out of curiosity. Jenkins. Oh no, Jenkins had 7 too. Jenkins and Anderson both led. So that is a trick question for all of us that I now know the answer to. All right. What else we got going on? Ethan, what town do you live in? Are you talking to me? Always top 3 in penalty flags. Is Crowder going to miss the home opener against Buffalo? Aspiring filmmaker. I hope not. I really hope not. I don't want to see Crowder miss any games, especially since we're without Herndon in the first 4 anyway. So we definitely need to have more talent on the field. Do I think O-line will improve this year? I think the O-line will definitely improve with the addition of Osemele. I don't know how I feel about Harrison yet. I'd like to see him in action. So, there's that. I got some Instagram questions, so I'll actually go into that, I guess. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Ba-dum. So DRock534, can you get a shout out tonight? You can get a shout out tonight. So there you go. And hopefully you're watching and you're commenting on this. But there's your shout out. Let's see. Which player has the most to lose and gain depending on his performance in training camp? The most potential has got to be... God, I don't know. Most to lose and the most to gain. It's got to be one of the cornerbacks, I would think. Either that or like one of our linemen. Like maybe, I don't know how Anderson's contract works, but maybe if he plays lights out, that makes it easier for us to move on from Leonard. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure about that one. That's an interesting question. How do I like that Jamal made it to the top 100? He deserves it. Mr. Motivation. Kyle Dominguez. Who won our last game of Madden? Him or Gang Green? I'm going to go out on a limb. Gang Green. I don't think you're good at Madden. Not that I've played you, but Kyle's talking a lot of smack. Is all the hype from training camp raising your expectations for the season? My expectations stay the same. We should be at least an 8-8 team. I can see us getting to 10-6. I think it's going to be really hard, especially depending on how the season starts out. If we start out a little bit slower, then it will definitely hurt us because there may be a lack of motivation if the season feels lost, and then that'll kind of snowball. Favorite player of all time, Tube Socks Jr. His is Nick Mangold. My favorite player, I love Wayne Corbett. Wayne Corbett's always been one of my favorite players, so going Wayne Corbett there. Does Sunday's practice where the defense outperformed offense concern you? No, because our defense is legit. We are going to be really good. I'm excited for them. I don't think there's anything to worry about in terms of the what we're going to see out of our offense. I think they'll get gelled together. It's going to take a little bit of time installing that. Defense, we have some leaders that have been there and know what's going on, so I'm not as concerned with that aspect of the game. Are you guys concerned? Do you think our offense is going to be bad or not be that good? Bills will be a tough home opener. It's true. It's true. Cornerbacks are the biggest question mark. That is true. That is so true. He's going to do something. I forget what I was going to do. What are you guys up to? What are the things that are on your mind at this very second in terms of Crowder? Where do we look? What kind of issues is that going to cause for us, especially if Herndon and him are both missing time? Zach, how do you feel about Sam so far in camp? I love it. Love it. I'm a big fan. Tyler Jolly. I hate Patriot fans too. They're just bad people. Trenton Cannon might have the most to lose and most to gain. CMS Studios, I was going to say that. He was actually on the tip of my tongue because he could be a kick returner or he could be totally off this team. If he starts dropping balls again, I don't see him making the team. I think with Montgomery and Powell and Bell, I have a hard time seeing Cannon making the team regardless. I saw Gang David's video when he asked Darnold for a message for Jets fans. Darnold said, "Get ready for a lot of points." That's dope. That's really cool. I hope that's true. I hope we see a lot of points this year. We need it. All right. We got 5 minutes before we open up the phone lines, but I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. Once I figure out what I'm doing. Google Voice. I have to type what I'm saying, otherwise I start typing the wrong thing. Or saying what I type. Alright. Phone lines are open. And bam! There's the phone number. Call in if you'd like. Crowder back for week 3 preseason. I hope so. Is that like official? Is that what they're talking about right now? I can just imagine Douglas be like, okay, this piece of shit gets cut. Check. You don't play. Ooh. So aggressive. So aggressive. It's all right. I like it. All right, we got 36 of you guys in here. Take a second. Hit the like button. Show me some love. Love seeing those little thumbs up pop up. Oh, Gangrene David's calling in.
Call from David Gangrene. To accept, press.
What's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, what's up, Ryan? Long time no talk.
Yeah, seriously. How you been?
Got back from Israel, and I went to training camp, which I tried to offer you a ticket.
I know. I couldn't go. I had to go to work.
That sucks.
I was very upset.
There's still one more weekend of it, at least for open practice.
Yeah, it's what, the 23rd, 24th, maybe? I think it's...
No, I think it's weekend, I think.
It's what?
No, I'm talking about this weekend. There's like another weekend of open practice, like this weekend.
Really? Oh, is it 3rd, 4th? Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Not 13th, 14th. 3rd, 4th.
Yeah.
or 23rd.
Yeah, the 3rd and the 4th.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I might go to that one, but dude, training camp was awesome.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Like I went yesterday. Like I don't know if you saw my vlog or anyone in the chat saw my vlog, but meeting the players was nuts. I mean, especially Sam when I got Sam to sign my jersey that I bought on draft night. Now it's the second one I'm getting framed since I won the Robbie Anderson autograph jersey not too long ago.
Very cool. I'm jealous. I wish I had seen or gone to training camp. I wanted to see Sam. I want to autograph. I just want one. I don't care. Sam.
No, it wasn't even
Adams.
It wasn't even just Sam. I also got Ryan Griffin. I got Avery Williamson. Greg Williams even signed my mini football. Who else did I get? I got Perry Nickerson. I got Davis Webb. I got Herndon on video, but I didn't get his signature. I forgot who else I got. I got a lot of guys over there.
Very nice. Who was the most impressive at practice?
On both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
On defense, I would have to say Tremaine Johnson.
That makes me feel good.
I think what you're seeing out of Tremaine is you're seeing him going back to that press-style corner that he was back with the Rams, which is what he should be because Tremaine Johnson's a press corner. That's what we've known him as pretty much throughout his entire career, and that's why I was there. I was actually satisfied with the deal because he's one. I think before we got him, before we paid that contract, he was one of the better corners in the league. So that's on defense. On offense, I'm going to have to say, not even just yesterday, but throughout camp, I would have to say Sam Darnold. I mean, the stories have been revolving around him. You're seeing him making the correct throws. The ball placement looks a lot better, especially even yesterday when I was over there. The receivers were dropping balls, unfortunately. I think I saw Inunua drop a ball in the end zone. I saw Anderson drop one in the end zone. Herndon drop one. I think even Crowder dropped one. So our receivers have got to hold on to the ball, but the ball placement's there. He's hustling to make that play. That's what our quarterback needs to do. He's becoming more of that all-around quarterback that we want to see him make. Not just trying to aggressively make the play, but also find the target and get the yards necessary, to keep the play alive. So I think Sam Darnold on offense for me. On defense, I would have to say Tremaine Johnson. I mean, C.J. Moses has been playing pretty well, so has Leonard Williams. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but one standout guy for me was probably Tremaine.
That's awesome. That makes me feel good, especially since we paid him so much money last year, and obviously we want to see Sam do well because he is the future. Very, very cool. What would you say? Did you get a good feel for Gase and Greg Williams in practice? Like, were they yelling? What was going on?
It was hard to hear, more or less. I mean, Greg Williams speaking to the fans was quite something. I even got that on video because, mark my words, that defense will really defend MetLife Stadium with all his heart. But hearing Greg Williams speak to the fans was just awesome. Like, I didn't even expect it coming. And then Greg Williams coming to sign autographs at the end, it was pretty dope as well. Adam Gase, however, I saw him talking to Sam Darnold a lot, which is exactly what I want to see out of this coach and really kind of solidifying his objective into developing a quarterback, and that's, conversing with him, whatever the case may be. So seeing Gase talking to Sam a lot and trying to build a relationship with his young quarterback is exactly what you want to see, especially since him wanting to develop a young quarterback is the reason why Adam Gase wanted to become a Jet. So
yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement. Have you been watching the One Jets Drive videos?
Oh my God, the second episode of that show.
They're so
good.
good. I wanted to run through a brick wall. I watched it before I came on this live stream, so I'm surprised I'm not like all jacked up right now. I'm like, I love watching those.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not either. I think the next one is to come out tomorrow. But One Jets Drive, especially at this time of year, always gives me chills. I think I screen recorded like maybe 3 parts of that of the second episode.
Yeah.
Like it gave me so much chills on my spine. You have no idea. It was nuts.
I can't wait to watch Jamal Adams just lay someone out week 1. I'm like itching for it. He's just.
I gotta fix the video because yesterday at camp, Brian Poole laid the hell out of Jamison Crowder.
I saw that.
He laid him out.
I saw that on.
out.
It was on Twitter. I was like, oh man, just decleated him.
So many thoughts, a lot of thoughts went through my head as I saw that hit. But it's nuts. But like that was just a hard hit. But I want to see Jamal lay somebody out just like he laid out Gronk in that Patriot game.
Oh yeah.
I want to see that hit power come right into play. Like, you know what I want to see? Like, I want to see Jamal Adams. Hit one of those little munchkins, one of the Giants, whatever the case may be, or any other team, whether it's the Eagles, come right over the middle, boom, right there, destroy these targets, destroy opponents' receivers, destroy tight ends, clobber the hell out of them, come right over that middle, boom, utilize that hit power. There you go. You hit 16 LBC, you want to hit it right on the nail. I want to see him lay the hell out of Odell.
That would be a lot. How special would that be for Jet and Giant fans? If Giant fans are watching it with their Jet fan buddies, they'd be like, ah! Watching Monday Night Football like, fuck Odell.
Like that's Monday Night Football. Have Odell come over the middle. Boom. Right there. Lay him out. Lay him out. Give him a little humbling.
All right, dude, I look forward to seeing you at the green and white scrimmage. I'm going to get to the next caller. Boom! You've been ejected from the cockpit. Thank you, Gangrene David. Julie Ertz is hot. Zach Ertz's wife? For science. Gotta figure this out. Whoa, yeah, she is. You guys can, I'll let you guys look that up. But he's not lying. Browns defense is trash. I don't know if it's trash. Is it? They got some fast guys up front. Caden, thank you. I'm glad you like this new setup. I had fun flying the little jet around and making that animation happen. Took a little while. Oh, who we got on the line?
Call from
Vinny.
That's my boy, Vinny. What's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
What's up with you?
Hanging in there. Definitely. What do you think of the new layout? Good, bad, indifferent?
I love it, although I was about to say that you should do something special for the division rivals, and I just saw a little thing that popped up with Bill Belichick.
I was going to try and do something with like a fish and like having it explode, and I was like, I'm not exactly sure how to make that happen. But the Belichick one, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, I'm also calling you back from the safety of New York.
Oh yeah, not behind enemy lines anymore?
No. Although I will tell you, he sent me a parting gift.
Oh yeah, what was that?
A picture of a New England T-shirt.
That's not fun.
It hurts.
Too many championships over there. Got to take some from him.
Yeah, no. Although I was listening to the radio and I did hear that Brady's undergoing an MRI.
Good. I hope it means he needs to retire. I'm so done with this guy. No, I hope he's all right. I hope he retires healthy. I just want the Jets to get like one good game where they beat him and he's playing well.
And the most lopsided loss in the rivalry history.
It would make me feel good.
What I would love to see, and this would be the ultimate fantasy dream, I think, for Jets fans. Monday Night Football against the Pats. Sam Darnold mic'd up, sets NFL record for most touchdowns in a single game.
Yeah, we'd lose our friggin' minds. If that happened against the Patriots,
While he was mic'd up.
Oh yeah, I like Sam mic'd up because he's a humble dude. He's not talking too much smack, but he's also not like a stoic, quiet person either. Like you could tell he likes to have fun.
Put a dagger in it. Alright, let's go put a dagger in it. We're gonna get really good at this.
What's your favorite thing you've heard out of Jets camp so far?
Well, obviously the fact that obviously the fact that Quinn Williams is there.
Oh, yeah.
1 day holdout. People were freaking out like it's the end of the world.
And what did I say last week? Last week I said as soon as Bosa signs, Quinnen's going to sign, or Quinnen's going to sign, and then Bosa's going to sign. And I was right. As soon as
pretty
Bosa
much.
signed, it was like immediate.
Yeah. Nah, man, I'm just excited. Looking forward to it. I'm counting down the days to the first preseason game because the first somewhat resemblance of actual football that we've had in such a long time.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy how long of an offseason there is.
I mean,
But it's
think about
great
it,
that we
think about
actually
it.
have
It's
enough.
Right now, it's the 29th, so we got till the 8th. So that's, what, about... It's not that long. It's just a little over a week away.
Oh, yeah.
And then next thing you know, we're going to be able to see round 2 of Sam Darnold v. Josh Allen.
I'm excited to see that. I think it's cool because they're friends also.
You know why I'm excited for that? That's the one thing that I'm excited for the most because what's the one thing every other team in this division has had that we have never had?
A young, good quarterback? I don't know.
A great quarterback rivalry.
So, yeah.
Think about it. Think about Bills fans when Bills and Dolphins
Marino,
fans in the
Kelly.
90s enjoyed Marino and Kelly, and Patriots fans were able to enjoy, Brady and Manning.
Yep.
The Jets have never had Jets fans. We have never been able to see that.
No, we've never had a sustained quarterback.
Because honestly,
Chad was the
when
closest thing
Namath
we've had.
played, pretty much there was no other big name quarterback in the AFL's Eastern Division that you probably know about. There's
Yeah.
probably no other big name quarterback in the AFL other than Joe Namath.
No, I mean, he'd just be...
Probably the second most well-known quarterback in the AFL at that time was the Chiefs' Len Dawson.
Yeah, so I don't think you have to worry much about the, rivalry aspect of that era. I think with the Jets, the closest thing you had is, would you call it Chad and Brady? I mean, it's not like Chad was a great quarterback, but he was one of our best quarterbacks. I don't
And
know.
that's another thing. I got some more bold predictions.
All right, Vinny, let's hear them.
Well, I've got a feeling Jamal's going to take one to the house, take a pick to the house,
I can see that.
and then I'm gonna go almost to the insane level, but not quite.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
Sam Darnold will have probably the best overall season by a Jets quarterback.
I've been saying that all season. I've been saying he's going to set the record for passing touchdowns and passing yards. I think he's going to break it this season.
Yeah, passing yards, passing. Yeah, I totally feel like he'll put the best overall in terms of every major statistic. No, the only thing I probably think he may not set is the completion percentage because I think that's Pennington's, right?
Yeah, I think the way Sam plays, too, lends himself to having a lower completion percentage than maybe we'd like to see.
I feel like it's mid-60s, like a 64 or 65.
Yeah, I think we'll get that out of him.
It is pretty good, He doesn't have to be, he doesn't have to be, super accurate. As long as, at the end of the day, it's just about winning.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of this, I was listening to the Locked On Jets podcast.
Yeah,
Because I listen to the Jets podcast,
sure.
when the Jets and the guys that he feels like this is going to be a unique Jets team where it'll be carried by not its defense but by its offense.
I hope so. That would be a very nice change. We've been such a defensive-oriented team for as long as I can remember.
The irony of that is that the early history of the Jets is they were an offensive juggernaut that couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah.
If you ever look it up, like their first 2 seasons, they went 7-7. They had the league's AFL's most explosive offenses, but they just couldn't stop a nosebleed on defense. And then that wasn't until 1968 where they actually had where they finally had a defense that that was apparently the best in the league that year.
Yeah, I mean,
Hold on.
would you prefer... Did you just tell me hold on?
Okay, hold on.
You're talking to someone else?
All right.
Ah!
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, but no. Hold on.
So would you prefer to see a...
few minutes? All right, yeah. All right. Yeah, I gotta go help my mom fix her television.
All right, take it easy, Vinny. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Boom! Been ejected. Vinny got called out. I like what he's saying. I would love to see a more offense-oriented team. I think all of us would like to see that. We'd like to be able to draft some of our Jet players in our fantasy league. I always avoid Jet players like the plague because it's been too many times that I've drafted someone that I thought was going to be so great, and they just break me down. And then the Jets do bad, and then they do bad, and I just get double down on sadness. So that's been I haven't taken a Jet in my fantasy league in a while, outside of like a kicker or a defense. I can see Sam having at least 10 interceptions. Absolutely. I think that's going to make sense. I think Sam's going to break the record for passing and passing yards. I think the touchdown mark is set by Fitz at 39, I think. So I think he can get 40. And then I think... Oh, that's a lot, though. 40. Damn. I think he can get the yards. The touchdown one I think he'll eventually break. I don't know if he'll get it this year. What do we got? Boot him. Who am I booting? Bell will have more reception yards than rushing yards. Don't buy it. I don't buy it, Douglas. I do not at all. Because the offense will carry this team. Best offense since 98. I don't know. Our offense in 2015. Is that right? Math? 17, 18. Yeah, whenever we had Fitz. That first year. That was a pretty good offense. If we could do best offense since like 2010, pretty cool with that. Or 2015. He's going to have more consistency. Trent Williams is the cure to all. Is the cure-all. Do you think we actually go after him? And is he going to upgrade our line that much? Do I think Joe Douglas is trying to trade for Trent Williams? I think there's discussions. I think he probably knows what he's worth. And I think he might be trying to see what we have on the field in training camp before we try to pull a trigger and make any transaction happen. Fitz didn't have 40. I think it was 31. Oh, maybe it was 31. But I think he still has... Doesn't Fitz own the touchdown record for the Jets? I think he does. Ryan Fitz. Now I gotta see. I think he does. You're right, 31 touchdowns. Is that the best we have? Is that actually like the Jets record? Now I gotta find out. That's gonna make me sad. Single season passing touchdown record. 31. Sam is gonna break that this year. For sure. I'd be flabbergasted if he didn't get that. Pretty upset. Damn. Why was I thinking 40? I was stretching too far. Sam's going to crush it. He's going to get 35 touchdowns and 4,200 yards. I'm calling it. Book it. GM is an X factor for Trent Williams. But if we had Trent Williams, Darnold will have a month in... We'll have a month in every game to throw the ball untouched. Yeah, I mean, if we could have some offensive line firepower here to keep Sam upright, that's when we're going to be able to take advantage of Robbie. I don't think Sam had enough time last year to actually get Robbie the ball. So that's something I want to keep an eye on this season. Sam will beat 31. Yeah, 31. How sad is that? 31 touchdowns is the mark that we are wearing right now as like, hey, we have a good quarterback that made it to the Hall of Fame, but he's not even our quarterback like leading in passing. It's Ryan Fitzmagic, the guy that's been on like 17 different teams. That hurts me. Hurts my ego a little bit. Makes me sad. I feel like I imagine us actually getting like really good quarterback play. What would that feel like? Because that Fitzpatrick season felt almost magical. almost. I was like, wow, this is what good offense looks like. And that was only 31 touchdowns. There's been seasons with 50 touchdowns. Ah, god damn. That's wild. I don't get it. I don't understand. The teams that have had franchise quarterbacks and have really had good quarterbacks for like the last 15 years, I'm so jealous. I just want that feeling. I just want it. Testaverde's son signed with the Bucks. I think he only played 1 year in college. What do we got? Shell sucks. No, don't tell me that. Shell's hurt right now. Is he even playing? They won't let Trent go. Trent Williams will also allow Le'Veon Bell to get over 1,500 yards on the ground. I would be dumbfounded if he got 1,500 yards on the ground. I'm expecting if Bell gets 1,100 yards on the ground and 400 yards rushing or receiving, that is a great season. To expect 1,500 yards, I would love it. I'm a little less optimistic about the quality of the hole he'll be able to run into with us versus with the Steelers. I have this little animation that I'm talking about making. And by talking about, I sort of started thinking about it now. What if I had a little button, and when I knock people off of the cockpit, I hit the button and the little chicken goes, and he shoots out, ejected. I know I'm spitballing here. But it's something I'd like to, maybe I'll do it. I'll surprise you one day. You guys will have something to be like, what's going on? Boom. NYJF12 fan, welcome to the chat. Got 33 of you guys. Looks like I got 18 likes. Drop a like down below. If you're new here, thank you for checking it out for the first time, although I see a lot of reoccurring names. Edward Ziff. See, you got your new jersey. That I did. Love me some Jamal Adams. Winters and Shell are biggest liabilities. Do you think Shell's really that big of a liability? I understand the Winters talk because I've heard that for a long time, and I kind of agree. But I don't know. I think there's not one stud that I'm really looking at on the offensive line. To say Shell is one of the ones that you think is the biggest liability, I thought he was one of the better guys. Now he's coming back off an injury, so that might be totally wrong. But I don't know. How about a parachute and ejector seat? That's what I'm thinking about, Steve. I'm thinking doing something like that when I eject people. But I don't know. I want some kind of animation that comes up. It's just tough to make a chicken. Don't forget my ice cream sandwich. Becca, I love you. You're so great. So perfect. Amazing. I'm earning brownie points. Or ice cream sandwich points. I didn't know we had ice cream sandwiches. Game changer. Can the Jets sweep the AFC East? That I don't see happening. I think we're going to split with the Bills. I think we sweep Miami, and I hope we split with New England. I don't know. It's hard for me to see the Jets doing better than a split against New England. Until Tom Brady retires, he's got to have the benefit of the doubt, I think. Adam Gase said with Kalichi Osemele on the team, it's made Brian Winters more of a beast. I like the sound of that. I hope that is true. I know I saw something about them saying that it's the two nastiest guards that he's ever seen together or something like that. Shell greater than Winters. I want to see what happens with Edoga. Does this dude do anything this year? Are we actually going to see playing time with him? Oh boy, we got a caller.
Call from
Christian.
What's up, Christian? Welcome to the cockpit.
Dude, so New England and the Jets, we played very early this year.
We
so
do.
that means we're still playing in hot weather, okay?
Yep.
So if you factor that in, that bodes very well for the Jets, right?
Yeah.
So then the next game we play is it in New England or it's in New England. We're still playing pretty much in the heat. You know, it's not very cold yet.
Yeah, I think it's like beginning of November or like end of October. It's early. It's like the first half of the season we played both our games against them.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's almost like a gift. We're being set up for success here.
I hope so. I'm looking at the schedule, and aside from the week 4 bye, it doesn't look too bad. But New England also has extra rest, or the Jets have short rest going into both games with New England. It's really interesting.
Okay, so now that Tom Brady's probably gonna get his thumb cut off or something, 'cause he's having issues with
Maybe he's got like diabetes or something. He's got to lose a thumb.
Yeah, right. He's gonna get his legs chopped off or something. Anyway, but I definitely think that the Jets will beat Cleveland just because the way we ended off that last game we played them. I mean, we were gonna beat them. I think we were gonna probably beat them. I don't know, 30-3 or something. If their quarterback would have stayed in instead of Baker.
Oh, yeah. I think us knowing that Baker's coming in and the way we were embarrassed last year on a national stage, I think the Jets are going to come out swinging.
Yeah, dude. And I'm telling you, I think Baker Mayfield is going to have his cry heard because this defense is going to absolutely collapse that pocket.
I hope so. I hope Adam just lays him the fuck out. Like, I love Baker, but, like, oh, man, there's nothing more than I would like to see than Adams just, like, making him be quiet.
Yeah, dude. And this is coming from a big, I actually wanted Baker Mayfield with the Jets.
So did I.
So, yeah. But I definitely think our season, I think, being Jets fans, I know, every year, same old Jets, but I really think we are set this year for at minimum, 10-6. 11-5, easy. And I definitely think if we do sweep New England, we win the East, man. I mean, that's it.
Oh, yeah. I think if the Jets are able to sweep New England, I think regardless of what you think of the rest of the schedule, I think the Jets are winning the East. Now, That's probably far-fetched because there's a good chance that we go into, like, the Buffalo game and, Buffalo's one of the most... Well, that's just it. They're one of the better sneaky teams that have come across like this past offseason, and they could beat us. Then you go in and the Browns are going to be heavy favorites against the Jets, I would think. And, I mean, very easy to see the Jets losing that game. And then you go to New England and then you're like, all right, crap, what if we lose this one? You go 0-3 into the bye, and now everyone's like, heads are going crazy. I don't know. I'm scared. I just want to come out swinging. If we win against Buffalo, then we carry that fire into the Browns game. Then I think we like run into New England and like I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how these first 3 games play out.
All I know is that I think our GM might be able to pull this Trent Williams trade. I'm really holding my breath on it, and I think it'll happen before the preseason is up.
I hope so. I think he's going to make a play for an offensive lineman. Especially because he was an offensive lineman when he played, and he's just
absolutely.
He's been grooming people
to land on our laps.
Yeah,
especially if our O-line is showing a lot of promise, especially against the Saints game, preseason 3.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, if we look good on the ground and Sam Darnold is able to really light it up, dude, GM's gonna walk in there and say, listen, we're gonna give up. I don't care. This is our second round pick. Let's go get this Trent Williams to really put us over the top.
It's going to be hard to get rid of a second round pick because I think the Jets are going to look offensive line in free agency or the draft because it's going to be an important position. So I don't know if we're going to give away an asset to get a 31-year-old tackle. I would like to see us get him. Second round pick might be steep for what the Jets could potentially have if the season goes sideways.
Hey, Edward Ziff on the chat just said if the Jets win the division, Brady will retire. I think that's mic drop right there, man.
I would love for this to happen. If Brady just was like, I can't do it anymore. The Jets are too good.
Yeah,
I
he
can't
cracks.
risk my career win percentage because the Jets are finally a good team. And I'm
Seriously.
hanging it up. I would be ecstatic. I feel like he's very vindictive though. So if the Jets won, he'd be like, I'm winning the next one.
Yeah, he wants to get the next one.
Yeah.
Hey, on my last note before you kick me out of here, it looks like Sam Darnold has a lot of the makings of Peyton Manning. If you look at Manning, like his feet work and just the presence in the pocket and that quick release. Even though obviously Manning at the end of his career he was not that great, but I don't know. Sam Darnold just reminds me so much of Manning. But the scrambling ability of like Big Ben, but faster.
I'm excited about it. I think he is going to be a lock top 5 quarterback for a lot of his career, and I've been saying it since he got into the league and we started watching some of his plays. And I know it's me being a Jet homer too. Like a lot of other teams' fans are probably like, "Oh no, this guy's blowing smoke." This dude is legit. He is going to be really good, and I'm trying to be as objective as I can about this. I think he's going to be really, really good.
Dude, when you got all these Hall of Famers showing up as coaches or like assistant coaches.
Oh yeah.
What was it? The wide receiver.
You got Hines Ward.
From Hines Ward. I mean, dude, we are being set up for something really great this year, man. I'm telling you.
I think we are too. I think players and coaches kind of understand it too. That's sort of why you see certain pieces move. They're like, hey, we understand the way you win a Super Bowl in the NFL is with a quarterback that's not getting paid a ton of money. And right now you look at the quarterbacks that are in that mold. That Carson Wentz team was huge when they won. You have, probably Mahomes last year who should have won, I would think. Or even Goff. I mean, you look at the two of them. Those two younger, cheaper quarterbacks. Even Brady's a cheaper quarterback. He doesn't take the full amount.
Dude, you stole that right out of my mouth.
It's
I was
like
ready to drop that on you.
Doesn't even need to be like a young quarterback. The fact that Brady's taken half his worth is fucking ridiculous.
So I think Sam Darnold, I may be jumping the gun, but I think Sam Darnold is smart enough to know, hey, if I maybe swallow my pride and just take my money on the endorsements, the Nike deals and all that, but then keep the team's money intact so that we can always do the same formula that the Patriots have done for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's the winning formula right there.
I think if there was a quarterback that I could see do something like that, it would be Darnold. He seems like he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid a ton of money. When his contract's up, he's probably going to get paid over $200 million. You look at the Mahomes contract, and that's going to set the market for whatever Sam's going to get. And I think the Jets are going to pay him really well because they know he's worth it. But I would love to see Sam take some kind of discount. Like, be like, yo, I'm going to make a ton of money, but I'm going to, even if he pushes all that cap hit to, like, I don't know, whatever, a really far date. Like, wait until he's retired, and then 1 year you can only hire Sam Darnold because you owe him so much fucking money. It's like all the money's on the back end of the deal.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I think that Sam Darnold has that character where don't push him around, give him, what he's worth, but, you talk to him and say, hey, you're our golden ticket, and if we can keep you at an affordable price, we'll be able to grind out trophies for the next 15, 20 years.
I would love that. I think it takes Sam having a Victoria's Secret model fiance, girlfriend, wife to have that kind of financial security.
I got one to give away.
Or the Jets offer like, hey, Sam, you're the truth.
Yeah.
We're going to give you like partial ownership stake in the Jets after you retire. So like, just don't screw up.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree, man. Well, I think this is the most excitement that I felt about my Jets since 2009 and 2010.
Oh yeah, you're preaching to the choir, dude. I feel the same way. I think this is a big season for the Jets, and I think, this is going to be a big step year.
Quarterback to get us over the hump.
I think next year, this is the year that the Jets start making noise, and next year is the year that the Jets could win the Super Bowl. I think the next 2 years after this year are huge for that Super Bowl window.
Just like the Seahawks did Remember?
Yeah.
They had that outstanding Legion of Boom intact.
Oh yeah.
Their D line was amazing. You were not running the ball. I think teams were averaging maybe 30, 40 yards on the ground those couple of years. And then their defense, their back end with their corners, they were locking it down.
Oh yeah.
So, dude, I'm telling you. So this year's draft, we need to get that O-line. I mean, we need to get the best O-line with our number 1 pick.
Oh yeah.
Our number 2 pick, if we don't give it away, get the best corner there, a press corner. Keep Tremaine Johnson and just see what happens, you know?
Yeah, I think when you look at our needs for next offseason, I think it's very clearly offensive line and wide receiver because outside of Enunwa and Crowder, Robbie's, gone.
You think he's gone?
There's you got to talk about having options at the receiver position. So if the Jets wind up in that 12 to 22 pick next year,
Yeah.
that's going to be a prime spot for a wide receiver. If the Jets
Okay.
go belly up, then they're going to be in a prime spot for a tackle. I'm good with however they want to handle it, but I think the top thing in free agency and the top thing in the draft, both those need to be either wide receiver or offensive line. I think you got to come away one with each.
Hey, one last thing before I hang up here. Wesco is going to do some damage
I hope
this
so.
year.
You think so?
Dude,
I think
now that
having-
Herndon is out, I guarantee you this will be like the coming. You remember when Wes Walker just came out of nowhere with the Patriots, and then after he got hurt and they shipped in, they kept grinding out all these wide receivers. Dude, I'm telling you, Wesco is going to just come out of nowhere. Dude, his college tape, the dude is catching little five-yard tosses out of the backfield or whatever, and he's taking them for 15 yards, man.
I do like Wesco. I hope he gets a lot of
He's a
reps with
blocker.
Herndon. I think he's more of a blocker. That's kind of my feeling. I like Herndon a lot. I took him in my dynasty draft in the
Yeah.
3rd round because I believed in him that much, and I think
Yeah.
it's going to pay dividends. I think he could be really good for us.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to watch Wesco too.
He's like our baby Gronk.
Baby Gronk. Fingers crossed, right? If we could get
There you
Baby
go,
Gronk
man.
and we could get, a 10th or maybe a little bit better, maybe a quarter of what Gronk did in New England,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
we'd be happy.
And that's another thing. Now that Gronkowski's not there, dude, I'm telling you that the football gods have set us up to just let the league know, hey, next year we're winning the Super Bowl, just like he said.
I really hope Gronk does not come out of retirement because I feel like he could at any minute. It's like I'm just going to take a rest. Imagine signing a contract and being like, yo, I'll come back for the playoffs. Don't worry.
Oh,
I know you're going to
man.
get there, and I'll just come back for the playoffs.
That would be dirty, man.
I hope it doesn't
Yeah,
happen,
yeah.
but I could see it happening.
Oh yeah, he's partying it up right now, halfway through the season.
He's like, oh, I don't want to get drug tested.
Yeah. He probably took some PIDs right now. So
Oh, yeah.
he's waiting to get all that shit out of his system.
I'm just gonna
so
get all
his arms
jacked
get
up.
rebuilt and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that would be crazy. Anyway, man, good chat.
I appreciate the call, dude. I'll see you next week. Boom. Doodle doot. What else we got going on in the chat? Douglas says top needs: left tackle, right guard, wide receiver, cornerback. Yeah, I think so. I don't think those will be our top needs going into free agency. I think we'll figure out whether Beecham or Shell is going to be with us, whether Edoga is factored into this, because I think we have more than what we're leading on right now for offensive line. Chris Baker was our last good tight end. Man, I really liked Austin Safarian Jenkins, and it killed me that he dropped so many passes and fumbled all the time because I thought he was going to be really good, and I would have paid him pretty well to stay with us, and I was a little upset that he did leave us. But him, Jason Morrow was so bad. I thought he was going to be good, and he wasn't. Gronk lost too much weight to return. I saw that picture. We saw that picture. We had it on here the one day. It would not shock me at all to see Gronk just put on 60 pounds of sheer muscle.
Call from
TJ.
What's up, TJ? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, how are you?
Not too bad. What's on your mind?
All right, all right. First of all, I like your setup behind you.
Thank
and
you.
I like what Grandpa Joe said to you about the Iron Maiden logo? I sent it to you last week, but I don't know if you wanted to use that or whatever, but I just wanted to look at it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it before. We got Grandpa Mark.
Oh, cool.
Grandpa Mark will be on later, I'm sure. He's always calling in.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if you knew that album cover. That's some good music there from the past. I used to like that a lot. That album, Aces High, is on that. Good album. I wanted to tell you that one of the shows that I listened to had the fireman on it. What's the fireman?
Fireman Ed.
That does it? Yes. And he said that he's asking for the Jets defense for the head of Tom Brady.
I hope so. I want to see him carry it out on a spike. Be
No, I
fantastic.
don't want that for him, but let me tell you something. I do want them to get him out of the pocket. And by the way, it's not going to be as bad as you think with the Patriots this year. Because once he's rattled, he's not going to be the same quarterback. You know that.
Oh yeah, if we start hitting him around a little bit, that's where you can get to Tom Brady. If you're coming up the A gap, and I think that's why they got Mosley, and you got all these guys kind of stuff in the middle of the line. Which, I mean, you don't want to plan for like a year or two of Tom Brady in your whole scheme, but I think if you can get pressure up that A gap, it's the quickest way to the quarterback, and it's just going to rattle him. Tom Brady specifically.
Yes. Now I know that that guy that they got for the end was playing on the third team, and everybody was worried about that. But maybe he's got to work his way up.
Polite.
Impolite. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I think it sounds like he's not polished up on the playbook yet, at least from what I read. I didn't get to watch anything on him. But I think once they turn him loose, once he's playing with the knowledge of the scheme, I think it's going to be impressive. I think he's going to, really do well. I think we got a better player in him than we would have gotten in Josh Allen. I just hope that the study habits and the kind of everything that could go into it on the back end goes into it, and he actually, puts forward that effort.
Right. Also on the Buffalo, somebody was saying on one of the programs that they don't think he's going to do as well because he seems to be red. His eyes seem to be red downfield, and he seems to not be able to look off into another direction and misguide people. Someone was saying that he has that problem, and he's got to fix that, or it's going to be a long season for him. Somebody was saying that. I don't remember who. It was on one of the talk programs, but I'm hoping that's the case, and I'm hoping that the Jets can pick him off a couple of times. That'd be nice.
You're talking about Josh Allen?
Yes.
I got
Yeah.
you. Okay. I hope that's the case. I know they're going to focus on the run a lot in Buffalo this year, and I think it's going to be the run or the long ball. I don't know if we're going to see Allen throw a lot of those intermediate, 5 to 10 yard routes. It's
Right.
it's either going to be a run or it's going to be him running around and heaving it downfield.
Right. I totally agree with that. And as far as my prediction, there's no way we're going to lose on Monday night to Cleveland. I'm telling you that right now.
I really hope not. I hope the Jets come out steaming because of what happened last year, and they just knock him out.
Well, don't forget the Jets are king of Monday night. I mean, weren't they on the first Monday night against Cleveland? Wasn't that the very first Monday night game?
That was the very first Monday night game, and I think, oh God, I did a video on this too, and I don't remember. I think Cleveland won, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, guess what? They owe us one then.
They do.
Don't they?
I think they do. We got made fun of on prime time. I want to make fun of them on prime time.
That's right. One last thing, I like your shirt. I got the black version of the Quinn Williams, the '95. Beautiful shirt, my goodness.
I like it. I like the only reason I chose the green over the black or the white is for you guys, because I figured with the light coming onto me, it might fluoresce too bright white, or it might blend into my chair. So I was like, I'll go with green. Green makes sense. But I like the black. I think the
wanted
black's
all of
sick.
them. It's just that I started with the black because we never had black jerseys before, so I guess everybody's going for those, including myself.
They're
But I'd like
sharp.
to have all of them.
They're real sharp. I like it. They've
Yeah.
grown on me a lot too. I wasn't a huge fan of this white stripe thing. It's grown on me. I like the New York.
Me too. I love their uniforms. I don't care what anybody says. Our uniforms are up there, way up there. With Seattle and all the best ones, if you ask me.
I specifically love the helmet. I think the helmet's the best design that we've had so far. I really like it a lot. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think they did like a candy green on it. It's almost like a silver underneath and then
Yeah.
the green. So it's not just a green. It's like a silverish green. It's
It just
beautiful.
pops. It's like real sharp.
Yeah. All right, man. Let me let you go. I know you have a lot of callers, and it's always a pleasure to speak.
I love it. I'll talk to you next week, brother. Very cool. I get excited with this. I can't wait till we start getting into season and we start getting like, more sports oriented talk, as far as like the actual X's and O's on the field and who's playing well, who's not. I'll eventually put up the on this side, outside of the frame. I'll put up the top performers of each game. I'll do something like that so that way we can all kind of keep an eye on that. Gloss makes the helmet. Steven, I completely agree. I think that is absolutely huge. I think it's our nicest helmet. I really do. I think they could have, they did it perfect on the helmet. I really, really like it. I think everyone looks sharp, especially when they have the black visor. Like Jamal Adams looks like a freak.
Call from
Eddie.
What's up, Eddie? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, how you doing again?
Not too bad. What's on your mind?
Oh, I love your shirt.
Thank you. Did you get your new Jet jersey
on you
yet?
a couple of times to change. Oh, I already got it. I got two of them, man. I went out and I bought the stitched.
I like it. I'm behind. I don't know what I would get other than Jamal Adams because I got my Darnold. I might
Shit,
go
man, I
with
got a
like,
black Jamal Adams and a green Jamal Adams.
you can't really go wrong. I would be so upset if the Jets did not like extend Adams for his entire career for like New York because he's just so awesome. to
Well,
root for.
first off, Adams is not like Revis.
No.
Adams is more loyal than Revis. I mean, Revis was great and everything, and I loved Darrell, and he was a Jet and everything, but Revis was also a little bit about Revis.
Well, I think Jamal's going to have to get to that point when he gets to his contract negotiations because I think they're going to try and use that as leverage. And I hope the Jet fans don't see like, oh, Jamal's all about his money now, and it's he's not the team player he was.
No.
Because he's got to
a
be the
different
top
cat.
paid safety, I would think.
He's a different cat.
Yeah.
The only thing I hope is that they can they can have like one of their big team meetings and they get all the guys together and go, look, we got something real special going on here right now, and the only thing that can ruin it is greed. Everyone's going to get paid. Everyone's going to get their money. Let's at least put this thing together for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's what they do.
Win a championship, become a perennial playoff team like the Steelers and the Patriots, and become an elite team. And then if someone wants to jump ship, that's fine because then someone else will always want to play for the elite team.
Yeah, you kind of want that Golden State type mentality, right? Like you start doing well, everyone's on cheap deals, and then okay, you lose a piece, but you gain 2 more, and then people want to stay on that team. I mean,
Who the hell thought Kevin Durant was ever going to go to Golden State?
I'm watching that. I was like, what? I was like, why is
I was
this?
like, what? He could have. First off, if he would have gone to the Knicks, he would have been touted as the savior of all saviors.
Oh
And the
yeah,
Knicks haven't had a good team since Ewing and Stark.
it's been a minute for them, and I'm not I'm not gonna pretend I'm a big basketball fan, but I do want to see good New York sports, and it's been sad to never root for basketball outside of like that first.
How
Carmelo
about
year.
the fact that both those touted guys went to the Nets? Oh my!
It's like, really? Like, I wonder if that's a lot of influence of. Is KD under Jay-Z's label? Jay-Z does.
I
sports
really don't know,
soundtracks.
but let's not talk too much more about B-ball.
All right.
We got to talk about the foosball.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm a little concerned with Cavalli going down and not having a ton of offensive line depth to begin with. And then Crowder, too. Crowder scares me because I think he's going to be important for the
Crowder's
Jets.
going for an MRI for precautionary reasons.
Yeah, I hope it's nothing major.
They don't really think Crowder's hurt that bad. They just want to make sure that he didn't tweak anything more serious. They just want to make sure they don't put him back out there and have it blow up on him.
Yeah, I'm good with that. If you're taking extra precautions to make sure your guys don't get hurt, I'm all about it.
But even I watched the press conference today, and I was sick today, so I didn't go into work.
There you go.
So I watched the press conference, and Adam Gase said, nothing's torn, but we just he's going to be out for a little bit. He was talking about Cavalli.
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess.
But that's the important thing. Nothing is torn.
Yeah, when you get a
And
tear,
at this
it's
time
just
of year, I mean, these guys are still getting their sea legs, you know. I mean, they're running reps and they're doing their little preliminary practices in the morning, and then they line up and they go against each other in the afternoon, you know.
Yeah, well, think
And
about
I-
how
and I like-
devastating it is when you get like that one knee injury or something like that. Like if Sam were to go down with an injury, or Bell, or like Adams, if we lost one of those big key guys to a knee injury or an Achilles or one of those like year enders.
Shut up! Don't even say that stuff.
Well, we were just talking about
I,
Cavalli.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear a word you just said.
I didn't hear it either. I'm talking out my ass. I'm sorry.
Oh, there is one thing we need to do.
Yes. What's that?
We need to get Klecko in the hall.
I think he needs to be there. He's too good not to be included.
Howie Long said he should be there. I mean, Hall of Fame linemen, offensive linemen, have said Joe Klecko needs to be there. They said it's almost a travesty that he's not. We need to get Joe in the hall.
I agree. I think we need to do that.
He had
I
20
don't
and a
know-
half sacks the year before they made sacks of that.
I don't know how we get that to happen. Do we get one of those petitions like when they tried to get SpongeBob on halftime, or like something like that? I don't know if we'll get as much steam going, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for him to get in because there's a lot of recency bias. When someone,
Well, you're a young guy. Did you ever see Klecko play?
I never did. No, Klecko was gone by the time I started watching the.
Let me
Giants.
tell you something. Klecko was a seething, raging, unstoppable beast.
He's my dad's favorite player. My dad likes Gastineau. He likes that, but he's like
He-
Klecko
he-
is like the guy.
Look, he started out as a defensive end.
Mhm.
Him and Gastineau as ends. And then you had Lyons and Salam as tackles. All right? I mean, one year, Klecko had 20 and a half sacks, and in another year, Gastineau had like 22. And then, I can't remember if I think Klecko blew out his patella, his kneecap. So then they moved him to tackle, and he still had after he healed, of course.
Yeah.
And he was an all-pro at that. And then they moved him to nose. They had him play a different technique, and you couldn't run on him either. I mean, he had 7.5 sacks as a freaking nose tackle.
That's like, I mean, you hope that our defensive guys like Quinn and Williams could just come out to be just even a fraction as good at as that.
Look, we got Leo, and we got Q, and I mean we got Mosley, and we got Adams. That's 4 guys that are absolute bona fide studs.
Yeah, we better start winning.
I mean, Williams is going to throw these guys all over the defensive line of scrimmage. You're not going to know what's coming, when it's coming, and where it's coming from.
The biggest thing for me is Jamal. He can play corner, safety, linebacker. Like he can play all over the field. He can line up against the slot.
He could play defensive end.
I think he could. I really do. He's that versatile, and I think that chess piece.
He's that
like,
big too.
dude. It's like having a queen on a chessboard, when everyone else is playing checkers. Like he is just an incredible talent.
And Greg Williams will use him.
I really hope so. I can't wait to see how this defense attacks. That was
And
one of the big
Mosley's
things.
making Avery better.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think Mosley is going to be a huge piece to this puzzle. Did you watch the?
And
the
Quinn
Jets
Williams
drive
is
last
going to
week?
make Leonard Williams better. Because
That's
now
the
who are you
hope.
going to double? Who are you going to double?
I especially with Anderson. Anderson played well last year. So if you have all those guys
Anderson's a
coming in,
beast too.
they're all coming in. This is going to be a sneaky good year for the Jets. If they can put it together and they can go 2-1 for those first 3 games, or even 3-0, the amount of steam behind the Jets is going to pick up, and it is going to be scary fun to watch.
There's 2 weak links. There's 2 minor weak links. The O-line, which I think is much better now.
Me too.
Because I think, first off, these are better coach. This is a way better coaching staff too.
Yeah.
I really think the team did not give a crap at the middle of last year.
I agree.
They
I think
gave
coaching,
up on them.
I think coaching has been the biggest downfall to us since Rex's first 2 years, and Rex's first 2 years was very emotion driven. So I don't even know if the coaching was all there, but I mean having bowls the last few years and not really getting. I feel like we never got.
God,
110%.
he was like a freaking Quaalude on the sideline.
Oh God, it was terrible. I did not I did not like watching Bowles. I tried to give him the benefit
And
of the doubt.
he couldn't even
but-
manage the clock. Look, he's a
No, it
good
was
defensive
terrible.
coordinator. Not going to blast him for that,
Yeah.
but he couldn't wear the head coach's hat. I'm sorry.
No.
Sometimes it takes you 2 or 3 attempts. Look, Belichick started out as head coach of the Browns, and he was a freaking disaster.
Yeah, Bowles may get another shot. It wouldn't shock me. I mean, I think his downfall was just, I don't know. He was too green. It wasn't. I don't think he ever had to deal with clock management before in like any
He
of his
needs
roles.
to show more emotion on the sideline. I believe I believe excitement and emotion's infectious. And you got now Adam Gase, who will get in your face, and you got Greg Williams, who he'll get in your face too.
Did you watch
But
the?
a lot of these players like that. They don't want some guy just giving you a cold stare. Cold stare doesn't tell you what you did wrong. Cold stare just means I'm mad at you. I want you to go, why the fuck did you not hit that guy on the side of the head and go in? Now the guy knows. Why didn't he do that? Oh, okay, now I learned. Boom. That's coaching right there. And it took 3 seconds, and he just coached the guy up when he was mad at him instead of a dumb stare down.
Dude, I agree. I think when you show emotion as a coach, I think that's why we loved Rex so much, is because he was a fan. This is like, I don't want to see my team being this cold-hearted, Belichickian kind of stern thing. Like, I want to have fun too. Like, this is a game. And when you see the players have fun, it makes the fans have fun. The coach is fired up. I was watching the One Jets Drive episode too, and when Gase and Adams were going back and forth, dissing each other or talking smack, I think that's awesome. I love that kind of dynamic in a team.
Because football, when you get down to it, it is a game. It's a business in the NFL, but it's also a game.
Yeah.
And what the hell do these guys go to college, high school, college, work their asses off after school, do all this stuff? I know it's for the money, but I mean, still, you gotta love what you do.
You have
And
to.
I like what Joe Douglas said. You want guys in your team that hate losing almost more than they love winning.
Yeah. I think we got a bunch of them. I think you look at Mosley, you look at Adams. I mean, just across the board, this team looks like it's got more pieces gelled together. Even though we haven't even really seen much chemistry, it just feels like a better team than we've had in the last few years.
Who's the guy that wears number 88, the running back wide receiver guy?
Is
I
that
forgot his
Montgomery?
first- Huh?
Is that Montgomery?
Ty Montgomery, yeah. Could you imagine Montgomery and Bell in the backfield, and then you have the 3 wide receivers and the tight end on the line? Who are you going to block? Who are you going to defend? Every one of those guys is great.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, they all do something really well. Robbie's going to take the top off of the defense. You got Crowder work in the middle. Bell could just hop out of the back of the backfield, or he could just run up on you. I think
Montgomery
Montgomery's
can
gonna be
run out of the
interesting.
backfield too.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got, I think the young tight end that they draft is going to be good too. I know he's a blocker, but he could be like a Mark Bavaro carrying 7 guys on his back for 15, 20 yards.
I hope so. I hope
On an
the Jets
8-yard hitch.
It
Well,
would-
8-yard hitch to, what's his name?
Wesco?
Wesco. He'll run a little 8-yard hitch and carry 4 guys on his back for another 15 yards.
That was one of the cool things that you watch with his highlight tape, because it was, I'm pretty sure it was him, where he would just like rumble and stumble his way down the field, and it wasn't like he was
It was
getting.
like watching Mark Bavaro on the Giants.
You see him just not get tackled. It's just, he's just carrying dudes. I don't know. I'm excited for this season.
But you were right about one thing. The secret to getting Brady is pressure up the middle. That's how the Giants beat him in the Super Bowl in their almost undefeated season.
Yeah.
The Giants could rush 4 and put pressure on Brady up the middle. That's his Achilles right there. And now you got the Williams, and God.
Williams. You just get like everyone coming up the middle. Mosley, Adams, just throw names out
Anderson.
there. Yeah, all those guys can do stunts and come up the
And
middle.
if this kid Ja'Kai Polite turns into something special, which I think he can,
Fingers crossed. I think he's got a lot of skill. It's just if he can put it together. He's
got a lot of upside. I don't think he's going to be ready this year. I think he's one of those kids that's going to need to be coached up. And if they can just keep him happy and not get down on himself because he didn't make the starting lineup right away, I think he can be a force in 2 or 3 years.
I agree.
really do.
I
Some
think he
guys
could take a little
develop
time.
slower than others.
I could see that. I could see him needing to know the finer intricacies of the game. I feel like he's playing too much. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that because it's still early training camp. But I think
Well, he's with the threes right now.
Yeah, and I think that's because he's trying to soak in the playbook. I think once he can play based on instinct, I think we're going to start seeing him shine. While he's got to think of things, though, it might be a little tough.
Well, don't be surprised if on a passing down, Greg Williams puts him in and just says,
Pin the ears
"Sick him,
back.
boy.
Go. Go get him.
Just sick him."
Dude,
Just
I
get
hope
him.
I want to see him and Adams off the edge. I like seeing Adams around the line of scrimmage. Of course, I'd love to see him get more interceptions, but the way he comes after running backs and quarterbacks is just so exciting.
If you watch some of the interviews with Jamal Adams talking about how he studies film, they need to pair him up with Ja'Kai Polite.
Yeah, they should put Ja'Kai Polite's locker between Mosley and Adams and just let him sponge information.
Because I think the kid can be good. I really do. Everyone said he was a head case and this and that. Maybe it's just that he's overwhelmed. I think he was a little scared.
Yeah,
I mean, some people just don't adapt as quick. But that kid's got the tools.
I agree. I think he's got everything. He's got the speed. He's got the power. The whole combine thing, not testing well and interviewing pretty poorly. It sucks, but at the same time, he doesn't need to be in front of a camera. And if he performs on the
Have
field,
you seen Brady's combine?
oh, it was hideous.
He ran like
It
a
was so bad.
5'3",
It was-
40. I mean, he was an afterthought. But Brady has pocket presence. Brady has accuracy, and Brady didn't just go in there. Mo Lewis lacerated Drew Bledsoe's liver when he tackled him, and Brady came in, and that was it. Never looked back.
That I would like to believe that we're the reason we caused our own demise with Brady, and that he would not have ever had the chance had we not knocked out Bledsoe. But because if I start thinking oh well, maybe he would have stayed on the bench, then it makes me feel even worse. But I don't know.
We made him.
We made him. We made it happen.
No, but I really think that if we win the division this year, he'll retire, and I'll tell you why.
Why is that?
I know he's competitive and stuff, but how old is he now?
41, I think.
Okay, if we win the division now, and he sees that Donald's improving and the Jets are improving, he's going to know for the next 2 to 3 years the Jets are going to be the dominant force. He wants championships. He's not going to kill his body for that. Especially like you were saying, he's got this gorgeous supermodel wife. He's got his kids are his kids are like 6, 7, 8 years old now.
Yep.
He's going to just be like, I'm done. What's he got? He's got nothing left to prove.
That's just it. But I think there's very much a him versus Belichick. Who's going to stay longer? I don't want him to win one without me. Is sort of the mentality that I think they have. I hope they go out.
Well, I would hate for Brady to get hurt real bad.
I don't want to see
because
that.
I don't want the man hurt. I mean, I don't like him because
Yeah.
he's an asshole on the field, and when
Yep.
he walks off when he makes a mistake, he cries like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
But I understand where he's coming from with it. But with that said, I don't want anything bad to happen to him because he's an icon of the NFL.
Yeah.
But
There's
but he needs to hang him up. I think if the Jets win the division, he'll hang him up because it's pointless. Because if they win the division this year with a second-year quarterback, and he improves and improves and improves, and then going into the draft we get better offensive line and better cornerbacks, forget about it.
Yeah, I really think the Jets are primed for the next 3 years. Specifically, I think the 2 after this one for a Super Bowl.
You're going to laugh. Did you see the text I sent earlier? I was trolling on the internet.
Oh, I saw
And I'm getting
something.
off the phone soon, guys. I'm getting off, all right?
You were saying
I
the
was
Jets
trolling on the
are...
internet, and they had this bogus idiot time traveler dude on there. And he said the Jets are going to have new uniforms, and they're going to be winning the Super Bowl in a couple of years.
I believe it. I really do. I'm not...
I'll take the omen. I don't care, but I'm just saying it was kind of goofy.
I like it. I think there's a real... When you look at teams that win the Super Bowl, it's guys that do not pay a lot for a quarterback. So Sam on a rookie deal, and then you just surround him with talent. And I think we have the defensive pieces that are young enough to really make an impact now. And it's just a matter of, getting those pieces around Sam, making sure it clicks. And if what we hear about Sam coming from camp and how sharp he's looking is anything that what we're going to see in the season, I am pumped.
And Mahomes was good his first year, but last year he was lights out.
Yeah.
50 plus. What did he have? 51 touchdowns? 50? Something like
Yeah, or
that?
something insane like that. I don't expect that. But I thoroughly expect Sam to break our passing records for both touchdowns and passing yards. The passing touchdown one is only 31 touchdowns. So if he has
Yeah,
two
my
touchdowns a
McFly.
game, yeah, if we get 2 touchdowns a game from him, that's all we got to get, and that'll give us 32. No, yes, 32. No.
So you think Robbie's going to be gone next year? Anderson?
I don't know. It depends how much he asks for, because I don't know if the Jets feel comfortable enough giving him a really big deal. Now, if they paid him similarly to how, was it the Bengals that paid Boyd? I want to say he's getting like $8 million a year. I would be okay with that. I think that kind of contract is okay for what Robbie is, because I don't think he's a stud number one unless we see some versatility out of him. But I mean, there's a chance that Robbie is gone. We have Enunwa signed. We have Crowder signed. Now maybe we go and find a wide receiver that's hitting the open market or something, or we draft one in the first round. I think it really depends what Robbie asks for and what other positions we need to fill in. Because if we need to worry about offensive line, I could see us worrying about
I think if
offensive line.
Robbie's smart, he'll be reasonable and stay because they got something really good going on here.
I think they do too, and I think if he sees that, the only thing is he was an undrafted free agent, so he never really had the benefit of a rookie deal the way a lot of these other guys did. So he should really try to get as much money as he possibly can. I don't think he necessarily needs to go for the team first mentality, which kills me to say because I want to see that happen with all our players. But I completely understand him going for the big contract based on where he was selected.
All right, bro. I'll let other people talk, man.
All right, thanks for calling in, brother. Boom, boom, boom. I'm sorry, I'm chewing ice on you guys now. What do we got here? Granted, Darnold needs better linemen, but trading Robbie for a third is not the answer. No, I would not trade Robbie Anderson for a third. That makes no sense. You can pay Robbie, just put incentives in it. Well, that's the thing. Robbie's going to be a free agent after this season, so he's going to be able to sign wherever he wants. So we have to offer him a deal where he would like to stay, because I think there's going to be other teams that are going to offer Robbie some money. And it may be more money in 1 year with less, years added on or something like that. I hope he stays. I'd like to see him stay with the Jets. I think he's got the speed. I just don't want to pay, number one caliber money for him.
Call from.
Grandpa Mark.
To accept, press 1.
What's up, Mark? Welcome to the cockpit.
Thank you for welcoming me to the cockpit. How are you?
Not too bad. What do you think of my new layout for the stream?
I was going to say I absolutely love the bombs, and I like the way you have. I like it when it blows up the different helmets and the different logos.
Yeah.
But I especially like when you aim one at Belichick's head.
Oh, it made me so happy to do that. I was like making it. I was like, people are gonna expect to see more logos, and then I put Belichick in there, and I was like, oh, I should probably think of some other stuff that I want to have in there, but I couldn't really. Belichick I hate him so much that it made me feel good just to have him be the sole receiver of the bomb.
Yeah, no, it's much better than the way you had it. It's much better this way. It's a lot more fun.
Thank you. I'm glad. What's on your mind?
Okay, well, first of all, we all know that my favorite Jet player went down with an injury.
Cavalli, I thought of you today. I was like, oh man, Grandpa Mark has got to be pretty happy with what's going on. Maybe not happy, but not upset.
Right.
Not upset.
Not happy. I'm not happy that he's injured, obviously.
Sure.
But I am happy that it now forces Douglas to go out and do something.
I hope so. I hope that's the case. I think it was going to be the case regardless. Once we got into a little bit more of the preseason, we saw more guys play. Because I think rosters right now are like 93 players, and then by the end of the preseason, everyone gets cut down to 53 plus practice squad. So I think there's going to be options for us out there.
No, there absolutely will be. But like I said, I'm not losing any sleep about Cavalli being on the injured reserve list. But anyway, also I got to throw a little cold water on this whole thing. Not to sound anti, because I'm the farthest thing from being anti-Jets because I love my Jets. But
I know you got that pessimistic point of view though. I get it.
Right,
I understand it.
Right. I just don't see the offense being as good as people think they're going to be. I just don't see it. I mean,
What do you?
I see certain aspects of the offense being good, but I don't, as a whole, I just don't see it, and especially with the O-line we have, I just don't see it. Now, if this was 2009, 2010, with that O-line we had, and especially if we didn't have that piece of crap Sanchez, and let's say
had Sam instead.
Let's say Sam was behind there, we probably would have won at least one of those Super Bowls.
I think so.
But I just don't see it. Our defense, on the other hand, I think is going to be a hell of a squad. I really think that part of our team is going to make unbelievable strides this year.
Now, what do you think is going to be Sam's stat line, ballpark figure? Now, I'm predicting 4,200 passing yards, 35 touchdowns. That would set passing records for both touchdowns and passing yards for the Jets.
Now, who holds our record for passing yards? Is it still Joe Willie?
Yeah, it's like 4,016 yards or something, or 4,006 yards. And
all right, so let's just say 4,000.
Yep.
Do I think Sam's going to pass for 4,000? No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Not with that O-line. I just don't see it. I just don't. And I'm sorry to throw cold water on it, but
that's what
I really don't.
He'd have to throw. Well, that's just it. If he's got a bad offensive line, he may have to throw. They may not be able to run as much.
Yeah, no. And also, he could wind up being on his back.
Yeah, that's true, too. Like, I don't know if we're going to get as many bombs to Robbie. His yardage will go drastically up if we can keep Sam upright. I think if they roll him out of the pocket a little bit more and build, like, I don't want to say a faux pocket, but, like, you don't necessarily need to stay behind center to have a pocket.
Yeah, no, look, I think Sam's going to play well. Is he going to throw 4,000 yards? I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say absolutely not.
Okay. How many touchdowns do you think he's getting?
I'd like to see him throw minimally between 20 and 25.
Yeah, I agree. I think if we can get him there with, like, 11 interceptions or something, like if he can have a good, respectable year, I think this year is all about the growth, and I think the next 2 years are those like key Super Bowl years. But this one could be a sneaky good year if Brady regresses, if Sam takes that leap forward, if the offense gels. There's a lot of like ifs that go into this, but it's not
right. Come on, there's a lot. Every year there's a ton of ifs.
Yeah, but this one seems a little more exciting than some of the other years. Like you get some of the other years.
I understand completely where you're coming from. I understand where the fans are coming from. I understand 100% where the excitement is coming from. But I'm a fan of this team for 43 solid years, and every year there's something to be optimistic about, and they shit the bed.
Yeah, Grandpa Mark, I don't like you right now because you're burning my bubble up. I just want to have fun and be optimistic until I can start rage hating the Jets at the bye week. And like,
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This is the way. Hey, you do what I've done. You've been a fan like me for 43 years, and if God forbid that happens to you guys, you'll know exactly how I feel.
It's easy. I can understand why you're so pessimistic because year after year, and even in the short the half span that like I've been a Jet fan for, just every year it's like, oh, there's that little bit of hope, and it's just, hey, we're just gonna crush it and like break your soul and just make people cry. And I feel like we haven't had the last time I remember us being like consistently competitive was with Pennington when we had it was like playoffs, miss the playoffs, playoffs, miss the playoffs, playoffs, miss the playoffs, and there was always like a little bit of stability there.
Right.
And then, outside of that, I mean, I don't know if I ever felt we were really going to win a Super Bowl with Chad, especially after he got hurt. But I don't know. I think Sam is going to bring that stability that we haven't had at the quarterback position in a long time.
No. Hey, Ryan, look, I love Sam. First of all, speaking of Sam, there was a whole debate. You know, when, what was it, about a week ago when Mayfield was bad-mouthing the Giants over OBJ?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, a lot of obviously Cleveland fans and a lot of people are praising Mayfield and this and that. Look, he's a great quarterback. He's a baller and this and that. But what I'm getting at is I am so happy that the Jets, and also I'm not a Giant fan, but I think that the Jets and the Giants should both be happy that he is not on their team because of his immaturity.
Yeah, I think.
Wait. Let me just finish this point. And that's why I am so glad that we have Darnold. This kid is just the top of the heap as far as maturity, and simply put, he's a class act in every way. And to have him, it's going to be an absolute joy having this kid and not having to put up with any bullshit.
I agree.
And
This feels very Jeter-esque.
I can guarantee you that team in Cleveland between Mayfield, OBJ, Landry, that team, it's a team of narcissists. They're all out for themselves. That team is going to implode eventually. Maybe they'll play well. Maybe they'll win the Super Bowl, this and that. But you're going to see, in Cleveland, it is going to blow apart on them.
Well, it's definitely it's very Dream Team-esque, right? With the Eagles when they got Nnamdi Asomugha and Vince Young and Mike Vick and Sean Jackson and all these guys that are supposed to make the team so much better, and then they just fall apart because.
Oh yeah, but the big problem was they had Chip Kelly, so.
Yeah, that's true. I do trust John Dorsey and that team more than I trust Chip Kelly and the Eagles.
Now, also, earlier you guys were talking about tight ends and, who was a good Jets tight end and so forth. In my opinion, the best tight end, I know a lot of guys probably weren't around for this person, but the best tight end I've seen on the Jets in decades was probably Mickey Shula in the 1980s. That guy could do everything. He could catch, he could block, he did everything. Did you ever see that video, that highlight video of LT when he's yelling at one of the Jets and he's yelling at Shula for blocking him like the wrong way or something, like hitting him low?
No, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, there's one where he's yelling. It was a preseason game, and LT comes off the sideline, takes his helmet off, and he's furious at Shula. But what I'm getting at is that's the type of player Mickey Shula was. We haven't had a tight end like that in a long, long time.
I feel like it's tough to see guys that are just like got that nasty mean streak in them, because even like the really good defensive players aren't that I'm gonna hurt you mentality anymore, because I think there's more of a bond between players. I wish there was a little more hate. Like I wish you could have trash talking and like taunting. Like I wish all this was part of the NFL, because I think with a little bit of hate, the NFL is just so good. Like you get
Well, can you blame Mickey Shula for doing that to LT? Because that was the only way you could block. That's the only way you could block LT.
Yeah, I mean he's a freak of nature. That guy was like jacked up 24/7. I couldn't imagine like if he had to go through all the drug testing procedures that they go through now. Like I feel like he would have like tested positive for friggin' everything.
Now look, the other thing I wanted to mention was I really liked the moves that they made by bringing in some of those ex-players, bringing in DeBrickashaw, bringing in who else? They bring in Hines Ward and Calvin Pace, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, now one of the reasons why I like, I love my Bill Parcells and the way he coached. I don't know if people remember or if they know, that was one of the things Parcells used to do when he was on the Jets. In '97, when he took over, he brought in, what's the tight end from the Giants? The big tight end. What's his name?
I'm not going to know it.
The guy that used to carry people across the goddamn field. It's Bavaro. He brought in Mark Bavaro to help coach. He brought in Maurice Carthon, and then he made Carthon a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And also he had brought in Carl Banks, and toward the end, Carl Banks became like the pro personnel director or something. I don't know, but he brought in all these guys to help coach. So I really like the fact that Gase and Douglas did this.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of knowledge between all those guys. I think they understand the value in having someone who's been there before and done it teach guys, because coaches can only go so far. Like, unless your coach has won something big, there's going to be players that can talk a bigger game than the coach, I guess. And I think that's what you can get with DeBrickshaw. Like, DeBrickshaw's been there. He was healthy forever. He was a rock for us. Hines Ward, Super Bowl player and just an all-around good wide receiver. Like, how did he last so long in the NFL? These are like longevity-related players too. Like, you look at Calvin Pace. He was in the league for a long time. These guys had long careers. If you can get health and long careers out of these guys, Joe Douglas said it in the first Jets Drive episode, where he had the best ability is reliability, I think is the way he worded it. And if we can get guys that are always healthy and always going to be available for us, that's how we're going to win.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree, and I hope nothing but the best. But like I said, with the offense, I'm just not buying it. I apologize.
It's fair to be optimistic. I think the offense goes through the offensive line, and the only thing that gives me hope is that Sam does have the ability to scramble, and I think he can create time with his legs. I just hope we get an offensive line around him before the man takes a big shot and is knocked out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hey, listen, finally, I was invited about a week or two ago. I was invited to the Jets-Giants game.
Nice.
Are you going to be there for that game?
I think it's a Giant home game this year.
No, I think it's a Jets home game.
Because don't we verse the Saints at home? Is it the Giant? Is it a Jet home game this year?
Yeah, I believe it's a Jet home game.
I'll have to take a look into it.
Look it up real quick.
Let's see. I'll pull it up right meow. Jets schedule. Preseason Giants home game. Giants home game.
No. Regular season.
Oh, regular season. Yeah, it's definitely a Jet home game.
Yeah, then I'm sitting here. I'm saying to myself,
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I know we played them.
It's my friend's tickets, and he's got seasons.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, I'm thinking
so.
Preseason. No, okay. So Giant game. That's gonna be fun because I have a hard time believing in any capacity that the Giants are gonna be better than the Jets this season. And now I thought that last season, and I was wrong. But I look at our team and I just think, okay, there's no way we could be worse than the Giants.
Well, what I'm getting at is, if you go, I'd like to maybe meet you and shake your hand,
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah. I got to look at tickets and see what they're going to cost. Last time I tried to go to a Jet-Giant game, it was like $200 a ticket, and I was like, I'm just going to go to the bar. So, I don't know. It depends on price probably for me, but that would be a fun game to go. When is that? Is that in November?
It's in, I think, December.
December. Is it that late? I don't know if it's that late. Now I gotta look.
I think maybe late November, early December.
November 10th.
November. All right.
It's a 1 o'clock game.
I know.
Yeah,
okay, right. November 10th. There you go. But yeah, if you do wind up, let me know if you wind up going. I'd like to, like I said, I'd like to maybe get together.
Yeah, absolutely. I love meeting people. When I went to the Jets draft party, I had like 3 or 4 people come up to me. They're like, "I love your videos." I was like, "I'm famous." I was like, "Yes, someone's talking to me. This is pretty cool." I have fun
Right,
with
I
it.
hear you.
I like talking to
But
you guys.
all right, let me get going, and I will speak to you next time.
Sounds good. Thanks again, Grandpa Mark. Boom, boom, boom. I love it. I can always count on Vinny and Mark to call in. And even everyone else. We got a bunch of regulars on the show now. It's kind of nice. Eddie's called in a few times. Who else we got? We got the dude from Texas or Tennessee. He called in a bunch of times. I can never tell. I wonder if I get the same like 30 people in here each week, or if I get like some of a rotating thing. Steven's always here. Douglas is always here. Joe's always here. So I appreciate you guys filling up the chat. Gangrene David's usually popping in and out. He'll hop in, usually good for a phone call. I've had a lot of people say I should get in touch with the guys that do... Is it Turn on the Jets? Turn on the Jets radio? And try to talk with those guys. I would do that. If they want to come on the show and you guys want to tweet at them, you guys should absolutely do that, or send them a message. I can send them a message. I don't know if they'll respond to me. I don't know if they've even heard of me. Who knows? But it'd be cool to have them on. I want to do a little bit more split screen stuff, so to create some kind of panel type show where I talk to another person. I'm hoping to get hashtag sports on here before week 1, so we could talk some Buffalo versus Jets throwdown. I might make a video on their channel. They might come onto my channel. I think that would be a fun cross-pollination of team atmosphere. Because I think other fans would enjoy this series as well. We have some Ravens fans in here, some Dolphins fans. We'll see. Maybe I'm not quite locked into the Jets YouTube the way I know I am. Everything's green. All I know is Jet stuff anyway. Doug, you know your stuff. Though nice talking to someone that knows what they're talking about. Joe complimented Doug. Very nice. Belmont near the Islanders. I don't know what that means. Staten Island will be back. Oh, you guys are saying where they should build a stadium. 16 LBP Eagle Eye. Hell yeah. Jump on Turn on the Jets podcast with Scott Mason. You guys should shout them out. Try to make that happen. See if they'll reach out to me. I would do it. I don't know what they... I've never actually listened to any of their stuff. There's a lot of... worst case scenario, Jets become a London expansion team. Ugh. Could you imagine if the Jets left us the way the Rams left St. Louis, or the Browns left Cleveland the first time? I would just cry. Would I still stay a Jets fan if they were like the London Jets? I don't know. Be hard. I don't think I could become a Giant fan. I might become a Bills fan then. That's a lie. I'd still be a Jets fan. Oh, what do we got? 5 minutes left. What do you guys want to talk about? Throw something at me. Shoot me a question. Oh, man. Not too shabby. Pretty solid stream. Got 30 guys for the most part, for the most of that stream. You should give them a listen. Awesome podcast. I think I tried listening. Was it Turn on the Jets? I think it was Turn on the Jets that I tried listening to. And I don't know if it's just the way that I was trying to listen to it, but it sounded all garbly. And I feel like guys that have been doing it that long shouldn't sound like that. So I think I did something wrong. So I got to talk to them. Let's Talk Jets Radio. That's the one I'm thinking of. Let's Talk Jets Radio. I think that's the one I'm talking about. That's the one that I'd seen. But I would do anything. I like to collab with people. Collab with Gangrene David. I did one with Jets Central. I'd be down to do one with Jets HQ. I do want to talk with people from other teams. I find that really interesting because the other teams are going to have interesting perspectives into their own teams, and I feel like I could have fun with other people. I have a pretty interesting sense of humor when it comes to dealing with other teams. Do you watch UFC? Yeah, I'll watch like the big fights when they come on. They're always fun to watch. I wish Leo and Quinnen could put their first initial on their jersey. Yeah, we're just gonna have Williams running around. Play Like a Jet is the one I listen to. Play Like a Jet. Never heard of that one either. Zach Brenner. I have a bet going with Let's Talk Jets Radio. Gangrene. What was your bet? That was the one that they'd have more subscribers than you or something like that? I think that was how that was going to go. Play Like a Jet is a lot better than Let's Talk Jets. Quality is much better. Rob Sabo is really good. Play Like a Jet. Okay. I'll give it a listen. Give it a whirl. I'm all about, some cross-pollination. There's some people that are on podcasts that don't watch YouTube stuff, and some people on YouTube that don't watch podcast stuff. Listen to podcast stuff. So maybe we can help each other out. Just have some fun. I'd like to do some kind of consistent segment where maybe I bring on a different Jets guy. It doesn't have to be each week, but something that I could talk and not have to edit too much and just send out to you guys. And you guys can comment and bitch and complain at us. Gregory Lewis, my 8-year-old daughter, says hello. Hello, Alyssa. Nice to have you on the cockpit. That was the bet. See who has more subs than me. See who has more subs by week 7. Ooh, they're going to be doing a strong push, I think, right? They want to do more YouTube stuff. I think they're sitting, what are they sitting at? They're sitting around 700 maybe? I want to say that's where they were. That was Let's Talk Jets. Let's see. They've got 575 subscribers, so they could go up. You're at what, 1,600 Gangrene, David? I think that sounds about right. I hope this thing shoots up. I'm kind of holding steady. I got autopilot on right now. Not a whole lot of video making on this end. Although I'm off tomorrow, so I'll probably throw together a video. Let me know what you guys want to see. Do you guys want to see another Jets Episode 2 recap? Do you want to see... I don't know. I'm not sure what to make a video about. I was going to recap some stuff, but there's only so much fun I can get out of saying, oh, Cavalli is hurt, and Crowder hurt his foot, but I don't know anything. I don't know. Jets Talk 24/7 and Gangrene David are the two best. Steven, you're half right. Hey, burn. I'm kidding. I like you, Gangrene David. Ryan, do you have a podcast? If not, do you plan on doing one? Ooh, that's a good question. Do I have a podcast? No. This live stream was meant to sort of be a downloadable podcast after the fact for people that wanted to listen to it, but I haven't quite figured out a good way to make it fun to listen to, because I've tried listening to it in the car and it doesn't quite gel as well as a fluid conversation with someone else would go. So if I could get a co-pilot for, say, each of the games going in, maybe that would be the podcast. I have talked to people about doing a podcast. One of my buddies used to do one, and I would like to do that with him because I think him and I have a good kind of banter back and forth. It's tough trying to hold the conversation with yourself and just a handful of people talking in the chat. It's not super easy, but I like the sound of my voice, so there you go. Talk about camp competition, camp battles. Maybe I could do that. I don't know if there's enough footage, and these guys have barely been in pads. It's hard for me to really see much until we start going into the preseason more. Now I do want to do some type of pre-game, early in the week matchup kind of thing. Hey, this is what the offensive rankings are. These are what the defensive rankings are. These are the key matchup. These are the over/under numbers that I'm thinking. All these different things would be kind of cool to have in a weekly video, but we shall see. Gentlemen, it has been fun, but you know what time it is. Thank you for tuning into the cockpit. I'll be here next week. Tune in. I love having you guys here. Jets Talk, signing off. One more time. J-E-T-S.